Grand Theft Auto 6 has already made $3 billion in pre-order sales. They surpassed 39 million in pre-order sales, and they exceeded now over $3 billion in profit. This is the biggest release ever, and the game doesn't even come out until November. And it cost you $80 for the game. Now this is absolutely insane. I'm going to tell you why. Because it projects, it shows you the route in which humanity is going. Humanity would rather spend most of their money, $80. That's not cheap. That's a lot of money for the average person. $80 for a video game. They have already given this company $3 billion with a B. $3 billion in revenue. That's amazing, bro. And it blows my mind away. It shows you people don't have their priorities straight. They don't. Because they would sit there and rather play a fake game than actually play life, so to say. Life is not a game, but they would much rather sit in front of a screen and play something that's fake and spend all of their time on something that's fake. And the reason why I say it messes with your priorities is because, my friends, people will sit there and play hours upon hours upon hours on that game, yet and still they'll backdoor and say, I don't have time for God. It's too much to do in a day. I have to work. I have to take care of my kids. I perhaps have to go to school. I have to study. I have sports. I don't have time to read my Bible. Yes, you do, because you have time to play Grand Theft Auto 6. You perhaps bought it, didn't you? And another thing you have to realize is this, my friends. Grand Theft Auto 6, I would argue, it teaches you how to be a thug. It teaches you literally how to be a thug. You might be saying, I can't believe you said that. Yeah, I said it. I'm going to say it one more time. Grand Theft Auto 6 teaches you how to be a thug. And the reason why is because within the game, you literally go around and be roguish like a thug. You go around and I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest with you. I played the game before when I was younger. I played it. I used to play the game, but I'm older now, I'm wiser now, I have a different outlook on life. I have an outlook on life with the lens of biblical perspectives. I look at everything in life through the lens of a biblical perspective, and looking at it now with my older mind through a biblical perspective, it's foolish. It's foolish. Why would you want to get in a vehicle on a game, even though it's a game? Why would you want to get in a vehicle, drive the vehicle extra fast down the road? You would never do that in real life, and if you do, you perhaps will crash and die. You will never get in a vehicle and just zoom, 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 all the way down the road. It's insane. You won't drive up and down people's grass. You won't do that. You won't do, somebody come drive on my grass, we're gonna have some problems. Hey sir, wait, come back over here. Now you're gonna pay for my grass because you just rolled over and I take so much time and energy to make it look the way it does. It's insane. It's insane. It teaches you how to do roguish stuff. You are a rogue thug to ride on people's grass intentionally. You're a rogue thug to get on a highway and just zoom in front of everybody and just run over cars, hit cars. You are a rogue thug. To go and pull somebody's door and throw them out of their vehicle. Well, where I live, my friend, you don't want to try that. You don't want to try that because if someone comes and pulls on your door where I live, they might catch a stray bullet. It teaches you how to be a thug and how to end your life early. I would argue that. It teaches you how to go do these little silly missions, and it used to be fun with my little silly mind. Go how to do these silly missions where you go out and you go sell drugs and you make money, you go do these different tasks, you go to the club and do this and that. Why? You go steal something from someone, you go beat people up. Why would you want to play a game? Just listen very carefully. You have to be honest and truthful with yourself. Why would you want to spend all of your time planning a game where you go up and you pull somebody out the car, get out the car, and this is how they do it. And then you go up to them and just, why? Why? You beat up people. It makes no sense. It's beyond me. But anyways, like I said, it shows you the trajectory of where the world is going. Where the world's going and where people's mind is. Where people's mindset is and where the world is going. Because God said to think and meditate on things that are lovely, things that are pure, and things that are of a good report. I would argue that it's nothing lovely and pure about Grand Theft Auto. Nothing. Someone may be saying, well, what about Call of Duty? I don't see anything wrong with Call of Duty, and that's just my personal perspective. I like Call of Duty, and not to say that I'm biased of it, but in all reality, in real life, Call of Duty is just like war. In life, you have America versus other countries. The same thing in Call of Duty. You're on a certain team and you're battling the enemy, so to say. It's the same thing in real life, and war is not sinful because war has been beginning since the beginning of time. You have to understand that it's sinful if you go to war for the wrong reasons. I would argue that it's sinful to go to war for the wrong reasons. It is sinful to do that. But war in itself, it's not a sin. I would argue that. And with that being said, I would then argue it's nothing wrong with playing something like a Call of Duty. But we're not talking about Call of Duty now. It's talking about Grand Theft Auto. You need to check your priorities. Check your priorities. You're mad to sit there and play a video game. You know, pause. It made me think about something else. You know, playing Grand Theft Auto as well, it pollutes your mind with reality. Because you go and get all these nice cars. You know, I really think it's designed for lazy people. It's designed for lazy people. Because lazy people would rather get on a game and get a vehicle that takes little effort to get. Because perhaps you can go steal somebody's Lamborghini in Grand Theft Auto. Perhaps you can go break into it in Grand Theft Auto and fix the lock and hotwire it, and you can drive off in it and you have a Lamborghini. It gives you a false reality of life, because in life it takes hard work to get a Lamborghini. It takes hard work and dedication. It takes that. You ain't gonna get no Lamborghini just like this in real life. It takes hard work. So with the game, it gives you this fantasy land idea that you can just easily, boom, Lamborghini, which is why we live in a society in which they want everything rapid speed. They want everything rapid speed. You go to the fast food restaurant and it's called fast food because everyone wants things rapid speed. They don't want to take time to go home and cook a nice hamburger with no additives in it. They don't want to take time to do that. They want it rapid speed. They want that hamburger that has been frozen for months upon months with a whole bunch of hormones and just a whole bunch of added fluids in it. They want that instead of taking the time, prioritize to make their own hamburger. You want to put your food in the microwave. You want it to beep, beep, it's done. You want that. You don't want to take the time to warm your food properly. You don't want to do that because we live in a hot pocket society, rapid speed. And that's what leads kids to want to sell drugs, because they want a rapid speed way to get quick. That's what leads kids and people to look at day trading. You know, it's nothing wrong with day trading. You can actually make money on day trading. So pause, let me throw a peg in there, because lots of people often come to me and ask me about day trading. Let me tell you something. Day trading is not a get rich quick type of deal. It isn't. This video is not about day trading. It's about Grand Theft Auto, but let's go on a quick tangent. Day trading is not a get rich quick type of deal. Let me say it one more time. Day trading is not a get rich quick type of deal. Lots of people go in day trading with the mindset is, oh, I'm going to put in this $500, and then maybe about 3 days later, that's going to turn to $3,000, and after that, it's going to turn to $100,000. And I'll be rich. I'll get to quit my job. Whoa! I'll finally get the big, nice house that I desire. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand, day trading is literally 99.9% mental. It's not about skill. It is about skill, but that's a small portion of it. It's mostly mental. If you go in there with the greed, with the idea, I want to get rich quick, you will lose all of your money. Let me tell you the truth about day trading. It's very easy to do. Do not go on YouTube and search out these fake gurus who try to sell you these different courses on how to day trade. Do not do that. It takes you going in and spending time, prioritizing. You need to go spend your own time and figure out how to do it on your own with fake money. You need to do that. Don't rely on these liars. You're making them rich. You're giving them real money because they really don't know how to do it truthfully. They're just pulling the wool over your eyes, making it seem like they're the guru, when all reality, they're giving you information that you can find on YouTube for free. They're pulling the wool over your eyes and you're making them rich. You're buying them the Lamborghini. You're buying them all of that. But anyways, to get back to it, like I was saying, with day trading, you have to understand it's not a get rich quick deal. I day trade. I do, but I haven't had time to do it recently. I haven't day traded in maybe perhaps about 2 months. I don't have the time to do it, but if I need money, I'll go day trade and I'll make it. But I ain't gonna make money constantly every single day, but perhaps you actually can if you're not greedy. If you're not greedy, let me give you an example. There has been one period in my life in which I traded Bitcoin, and I literally traded and made $1,000 every day for one full month. I made a month of $13,000 with trading Bitcoin. Real talk, all real. But the sad reality is when I made that money, I didn't keep it because the next month I lost it all. I literally lost a full 30,000 next month, so I netted about $0. That's the reality with day trading. People want to get in these pump and dump type of schemes where you put in $500 and zip, it goes to 100 million. That is a once in a lifetime type of deal. And I happen to be in that boat once again. It has been a time in my life where I put in about $500 on one of those cryptos and it shot up to about $50,000 and then it shot up to about $350,000. That has happened to me before. It happened to me before. That is once in a lifetime. It doesn't happen all the time. And what you need to understand is whenever you do that kind of stuff, you only need to trade and invest with money that you are willing to lose. Because if you do not, then you're being a bad steward. And God said you must be a good steward of your money. If you are a bad steward of your money and spending funds that you really don't have, spending funds that can be used for other things, or you just want to do it to be greedy, you're being a bad steward, and that is sin. But anyway, let's continue. I had to throw that one in there. That wasn't planned. But the purpose, like I said, is about Grand Theft Auto. Bro, it is foolish. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me, and it's just beyond me that you will have all of these people. You know, pause, let me say something else that blows my little cap off my head. It boils my mind, and it blows my mind away to know and understand, because Grand Theft Auto, I've been hearing about it for a very long time. They were supposed to release it sometime last year, then the year before that, they were supposed to release it. They keep putting the release date off. It amazes me that people have anticipated this game for so long, and now that it's finally coming, they're happy. Woohoo! Yes, I can't wait. Let me put my money into pre-order. But it blows me away because if you actually and truthfully believed in your Bible, you would understand and know that Jesus is coming soon. And when I say soon, you don't know when. Perhaps he can come now. Perhaps he can come tomorrow. Perhaps he can come in 100 years, 1,000 years, 5 million years. We don't know, but the Bible tells you we are in the last age. We're in the last age. Since it's the last age, God said you must live your life as if he's coming now, this minute. And if you believed in your Bible, you would believe that. And if you believe that, you would be anticipating the Lord coming, in which you anticipating him coming, you would be living your life right. With you anticipating him coming, you would be living your life in a way in which you wouldn't be playing no Grand Theft Auto, because you wouldn't be dwelling on that foolishness. You would be thinking on things that are a lovely thing, things that are of a good report. You would be meditating on that instead of meditating and playing a game where you beat up people, sell drugs, go to clubs, and foolishness. It's foolishness. Can't believe it. Thought I'd come on here and make a video on it. Perhaps that helps someone. And I'm here to tell you, if you're looking for a definite, should I get the game? Yes or no? Don't get that foolishness. Don't go put your money into that foolishness. It's foolishness. Do something else with your time. Spend more time with God. If you want to play a game, go find a game that's lovely, of a pure report, of a good report. Find some good games that doesn't ruin God's truth. You're ruining God's truth when you go shoot up people to steal. You're ruining God's truth when you go break a window in a vehicle such as Grand Theft Auto, unlock it, hotwire it, and steal it. You're ruining God's truth when you go sell drugs, then go buy a big penthouse, a big large house with that drug money. You're ruining God's truth, and you're making God's truth a laughing stock.